everybody. This is Megan Bo,
aka 저는 미국 사람.
입니다. So a question that I've received is, what mistakes have you made in Korea? And actually I researched a lot of the culture before I came here, so I haven't made any like huge detrimental terrible life ending mistakes, but I have made some simple cultural mistakes. So without further ado, let's get into the 5 mistakes that I have made and or still am in the habit of making sometimes, but working on trying not to make culturally. Let's go. So the first one is eating before old people. And you might be like, what are you talking about, Willis? Well, what I mean is that when you're in a setting and everybody's out eating, you know, all the food is in front of you and it's so delicious and you've been running around all day and you hungry and everybody's just sitting there and they're not eating and you be the first person to eat, but you're not the oldest person or the highest ranked, okay? That is a mistake and you have just made it awkward if you start eating. And I have done that once. I was just so hungry, oh my gosh. There's so much food around and everybody's just sitting there. And so like whoever's the head or the oldest person or whatever, once they start eating, then everyone else starts eating as well. So everybody just sits there and stares at them waiting for them to eat. I think they do it on purpose to make us wait. And I'm not gonna lie, one time when I was the oldest person and I had really respectful 동생, I did it on purpose to see how long they would wait. Please make sure you don't eat before the boss or before the oldest person. So the second mistake that I have made at dinner, since we're talking about dinners, is putting the rice in my spoon. Okay, so you know in Korea, right? Everything is in the middle and we use our chopsticks or whatever, spoons to, you know, eat everything, even the soup, right? Everybody's dipping their spoon in the soup. So what I had did was I had took the rice in my bowl and I had scooped some rice and then I had put that spoon in the soup spoon to get, you know, the soup on the rice so I could eat it like that. And that was a problem. Apparently, that is not what you're supposed to do unless you're only with a very close friend, but not when you're with like the co-workers again, or like with the boss or like older people or higher up people. You're not supposed to do that. So it's okay, everybody dipping the same spoon in the container, but do not put rice on your spoon first and proceed to dip it in. So the next mistake I've made is not bringing money to a funeral. What I've noticed is that in Korea, without a doubt, whatever event you're going to, someone else's event, just bring 50,000 won, which is like giving them 50 bucks. Because at every event, when you go in, there's envelopes at the door. You have to give them the envelope and you write your name on it. You put the envelope in the box and then there's workers at the door and they give you a ticket for the buffet. The wedding buffets in Korea though, get my Wendy Williams mouth. So good. So basically in Korea, if there's any event, you just give them a 50 and then you all set. So I was at my boss's funeral, my boss's mom's funeral. And so in Korea, if you're working in a place, whatever happens to the boss, you go. You go to their mom's funeral, even though you don't know their mom, you've never seen them, you may not even be close with your boss, but all the coworkers go together. And then when I went to the funeral, there was the thing to give the 50,000 won and I was like, oh snap son, I don't even have no envelope. But I didn't know that you're supposed to get 50,000. I just saw people giving money and I was like, oh snap. But in the funeral home, they, you know, had an ATM downstairs. So I ran to get the ATM downstairs and I just pulled out 30,000 won because in Korea, you know, in America, our ATM is in 20s, like 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. In Korea, it goes like 10,000, 30,000. It skips 20. So I was like, all right, I'll just give 30,000 won, which is $30. So then I put the $30 in the envelope, put it in there. It was fine. Then later, I talked to my coworker. I was like, hey, I didn't know we were supposed to give money at the funeral. You know, I just gave 30,000. Is that, you know, was that okay? And she was like, no. You shouldn't give 30,000, but I guess 30,000 is a weird number. She's like, you have to give 50. And I was like, oops, and my name's on the envelope, so she's gonna know. Look at Megan giving me 30 measly dollars. The next one is saying you. So apparently, well not apparently, but you know how in English we use you a lot. We're like, oh, you, or you, how are you? You. We use you, but in Korea, you know, there's different variations of the levels. So the one that I use is 너. 너 is like you, right? But there's 너 and there's 당신, right? But I've never heard anybody say 당신, so I always forget about it. And when I'm talking to people, I'm like, 너? So, you know, I've just gotten yelled at in the past for saying like 너는요 instead of saying like you know, whatever your name is. So I don't know, 민재 씨. You have to say like 누구 씨. So 민재 씨. So like, yes. Well, I didn't really get yelled at. They're not like, oh my God, you're a bad person. They're just like, don't say that. Just call me so-and-so she. And I'm like, okay, sir, I understand. I'm not gonna do that no more. And the last mistake that I have made is just in terms of dating. Ooh, juicy one. Not really juicy. And so what had happened was, you know, when I first came and, you know, people would like meet you and then you get change their phone numbers, they start messaging you right away. Like, you just left me like 2 minutes ago and they're like, oh, are you on the subway okay? Oh, are you making it home okay? What are you doing tonight? Oh, is it time for you to go to bed? Oh, what are you doing tomorrow? Oh, when can we meet? And you know how like in America, it's kind of opposite, right? They wait a few days, you know, try and play it cool, and then they message you. But in Korea, it's backward. And so for the longest, I was just like, what is up with these dudes, right? So I would just like not message them. And I was like, why do I keep meeting these desperate guys who like have no lives? Apparently they don't do anything but want to message me. And then some of my Korean girlfriends were like, no, Megan, that means they're interested. You know, in Korea, when you first get someone's number, if you're romantically interested in them, then you should message them back often. And then once you get to the point where they know you like them and then they like you, then you start playing hard to get after that. But first, if you don't message them often, they'll think you're not interested and then whatever. So it's just opposite from what I was used to. Oh, I probably missed out on some good guys because I was just like, I can't handle this. So now, you know, I get it. So like maybe the first week I'll just message a lot, and then after that I don't message that much anymore. Just let them know I'm a little bit interested. Got you put foot in, got you put your foot in, you know, to take it out. Yeah. And I'm sure I've made other mistakes. I just can't think of them often. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it. So if you like this video and like to see more videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is down below. Don't forget you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat. And I will see ya.